So with that, we'll begin at the end with Mr. Brown and work our way up and down a couple of times. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it'd be an understatement to say that I'm just a bit disappointed in what's transpired with this process. I had quite a bit of hope. I was very excited that Dr. Harder, our new superintendent, is taking a different approach to making decisions, not just on this issue, but on others. So far, those processes of getting community input, whether it be teachers, parents, staff, students, neighbors, you name it, have seemed to work out very well. This one, on the other hand, didn't. And I understand that community processes can be difficult to get everyone's opinions. Obviously, not everyone's going to see eye to eye. But I know that there's been tremendous support voiced for different ideas that initially were part of the range of things that were going to be discussed. Of course, anything new that came up from the community could be addressed as well. And then all of a sudden, the options became very narrow. They looked very similar. They did not, in my opinion, truly listen to the input that was given. I'm not sure exactly how that happened. I'm giving our staff the benefit of the doubt because I feel like at some level they have to react and respond to board members. And clearly, if even privately 3 board members speak a certain way, your superintendent has to be in tune with that, as you can imagine, since he does work for the board. I don't know what happened. I spent the last few months, the most of my time, taking care of our little newborn, who's now almost 6 months. And I'm glad that I did that. I don't particularly like to spend a lot of time with a lot of backroom talk. I just don't. I believe I was elected to be a policymaker, to set good policy for our kids and for our district, whether it be budgets, whether it be decisions like this. And it's not about politics. And I know a lot of folks think otherwise in terms of how I approach things, but the reason that Glenn Price and I were very close is that we approached policy from a similar perspective. If it's the right thing, we'll support it. And I'm very disappointed. Now, I'm hopeful because we're just doing a discussion item, so maybe as one board member expressing his support that staff seriously look at, study, come up with a cost analysis and a whole workup on how we could do several K through 8s in El Cerrito or in the Portola catchment area, those that are interested in, and we know which ones those are because we did an exhaustive study last year, to provide a small middle school option potentially, and possibly even have some spots available for kids that want to have an accelerated curriculum at El Cerrito High School. I think it would be a tremendous opportunity for kids, 100 or 200 kids that would like to get there and take Algebra 2 as an 8th grade, or maybe they're taking Calculus as an 8th grade. I don't know. That would be amazing. And I'm sure there's some kids out there that would love that, would benefit from that. There are so many potential options that are available when we think differently. And by creating options and opportunities, we start to make this district the kind of district that it can be, and the one that everyone can embrace, wrap their arms around, get behind, and support. But when we have these opportunities, if we dash people's hopes, show them that we're really not about their input and involvement, we're not about creating options and opportunities, alternatives for their kids and their communities, well, it's not only a wasted opportunity for us to build trust and support, it's actually just the opposite. It's taking it the other direction. And I see there's a lot of items on the agenda tonight, whether action or discussion, that fit right in that category. And I'm not going to spend my time on each one of those issues saying the same thing over and over again. But just suffice it to say, when I make my brief comments later on tonight, it's the same issue about how we make decisions. And then not just how we make it, but what's the ultimate decision? What's the policy that we enact? We've become so narrow-minded that it's really going beyond disappointment. Disappointment in my book. I'm becoming to be very scared, because if we're going to be a world-class district, we can't be narrow-minded. We cannot be focused on just, this is what we think is best for all of our kids. And it's this one thing, and if you can fit into that little hole right there, you're going to make it. We got 31,000 kids. It's not possible. So I just want to stress, and I'm going to talk directly to Dr. Harder here, I want to ask that we will do the same rigorous analysis, whether it be cost, whether it be feasibility, et cetera, for an option that includes K-8s, and we could go into detail after the meeting about what that might look like. But we owe it to the community. We really owe it to the kids. And I really do believe that was the message that you put forth. Not to say that we would pick K-8, but that we would explore all these alternatives, we would review them, and we would then see which ones rise to the top versus just a very narrow set of them based on what I consider to be a lot of politicking rather than a lot of policy making. So thank you.